Welcome, welcome, welcome to a tribe called a brand new show on Total Entertainment Radio. All hits all the time. I am your host, Sherrita Niles, affectionately known as the Business Challenge Assassin. And I am here to introduce this new show to you today. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here, for listening in. You are so appreciated because without you, this is absolutely nothing. I am your host once again, Sherrita Niles. I thank you for tuning in to all things creativity, community, and connection. I am founder and CEO of in.connectionstrategies, a creative solutions agency where we help everyday entrepreneurs establish and maintain extraordinary connections. Our teaching and demonstrations show you how to get aligned with the right people in the right places at the right time to answer all of your challenges, to find the solution to every problem that you have in business, to accelerate your business as well as increase your profits. I am a connector and a networking superhero. I use my skills to teach people about networking, how to get over their anxieties, how to overcome the things that networking creates, those negative personalities, those negative feelings that networking creates. I help people to overcome those, and I do it by creating spaces and opportunities for people to do those things in a manner that is a little bit different. That is where my creativity comes in. So I don't necessarily follow the masses with all of the gurus and the things that they tell you to do. I believe that you do networking by establishing extraordinary connections, which means authentic connections, giving people the opportunity to be exactly who they are and use that personality, use those traits to draw other people to them. And that is where the name of this show comes from. It comes from being authentic and being okay with who it is that you are and what your story is, and having some sense of pride in that, coming forward and drawing the people to you who have been called to follow you anyway. I am a firm believer that every person that is doing something has been called to do it, and there is a group of people that has been called to follow them. So I am calling for those people who have been called and saying, I'm giving you the opportunity to call out those that have been called to follow you. Now, I know I use the word called a lot. Call can be whatever you consider it to be. For me, as a Christ follower and a Christian, I feel like I am called by my Heavenly Father to do something great. Whatever it is that you believe, I have no issues with that. As long as you believe it, then I believe it with you. And that's how I feel about that. So, this is a support network. I want to bring on individuals that are willing to share their story. What is the story behind what it is that you do? That's what I'm looking for. What is the story behind why? Like, what is your why and who are you? That's what I want to highlight for you. Of course, we'll talk about your business and what it is that you do or whatever product that you sell. But more than anything, I believe that people buy because they have a connection with something that you have presented. They don't buy because of the product or service. They buy because of they have some level of connection to you or something that you've presented or something that you've shown them. So I want to highlight that. I want people to get the backstory. I want them to feel that they are part of your family. I want them to feel like they are part of your community, because when they are part of your community, they hear your story, they buy your product or service, they refer other people to it, either to buy, either to come on and partner with you, either to say that you should know them so that you can collaborate with them. I want to highlight that gives you expanded reach. It grows your business, it accelerates your profits, and it puts money in the bank. So stay tuned. I am happy that you are here. We are going to have some great conversations. We are going to make some great connections. I'm going to tell you about people that you should know, people you should talk to, people you should call up, people you should buy their products. I am going to give you all the inside information, but at the same time, we are going to build some friendships through this. So just call me. Although I go by the Business Challenge Assassin, for the sake of this show, I want to be your new business best friend. That's what we're aiming for. I am so glad you're here. Welcome to Total Entertainment Radio. Welcome to A Tribe Called. And I will be back to give you some inside tea on just who I am. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. This is part 2 of episode 1 of A Tribe Called on Total Entertainment Radio. All hits, all the time. So I have my good friend joining me here off camera. You will hear her voice. She is going to do what I call the interview portion of the show. So this is how the show will flow. I'll talk a little bit in the beginning, and then I will interview the individuals who are guests on the show. So she is going to interview me because it's a little difficult to ask myself questions and answer the questions. So we're going to go through the questions and give you some insight on me, Sherrita Niles, the Business Challenge Assassin. Welcome, Rona Dixon from Road Trip to Wellness.
Yeah,
I almost forgot for a second. How could I forget? I don't know. I lost the moment.
She's so excited about everything that's
I'm trying to say too many things at one time. That's what it is. Too many things at one time. All right. But we always have great interaction. So I really, really wanted her to interview me because she is also a podcaster and she'll be on later in the we'll have a show dedicated just to her. So thank you so much for doing this for me. I appreciate you.
Of course. Thanks for asking me.
Yes. Well, whenever you're ready, I am your interviewee.
All righty. So this is my chance. She interviewed me for my podcast. So now I get to interview her.
Yes.
Very excited. So this question is like fully loaded. First of all, I'm just going to say that. But who is Sherrita Niles?
Ooh, it is loaded.
I know, right?
So it's funny. I put this question on there purposely because part of what I want to highlight is who the people are.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know people hate talking to real people. Good people don't really like talking about themselves. They'll talk about anything and everything else, but talking about themselves is very difficult. In my business, I've learned that we also have a hard time. We have a hard time articulating who we are and what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a challenge for me too. You know, like everybody else, it feels a little bit weird. But who is Sherrita Niles? Well, I am. Where do I start? See, it's hard. Okay, so I'm an artist. I'm a mother first. I'm a mother of 4. I have 3 boys, 1 girl. They are 25, 24. My girl is 19 and my youngest boy just turned 16. So I am a proud mother of 4, not quite an empty nester, but looking forward to it. I'm an artist. I'm a creative. I'm a creative over an artist because yes, I create things that people identify that artists as an artist, but I create things. I remake furniture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, all of these things. I redo clothes. I repurpose clothes. I repurpose things. But I also am a visual artist, so I paint. I draw. Sometimes I put objects together that don't belong together and make them look great, at least in my eyes. So I call myself a creative. And also I create spaces and I create opportunities, which is what my business is about. But we're talking about me. We're not talking about business. I have to stick to talking about me. So what else about me? I'm actually a lover of people. There was a time in my life when I would say I did not like people.
Wow.
But the truth is I didn't know how to connect with people properly. So it felt awkward and I felt socially awkward.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, and because I got a lot of rejection or I didn't get what I thought I was supposed to get from people, I said things like, oh, I don't like people. And because some people do come along and they take advantage of you,
Mm-hmm.
they put you in situations that are difficult. So I just kept it all together and said, I don't really like people, but that really is not true because I am energized by people.
I love that.
I love to be around people. I don't even have to talk to people. Just sharing energy does something great for me. And
Wow.
yeah, it's interesting that I can say that now because
Mm-hmm.
it was a long journey to get there. But I do. I love people. And what I love more than just people is I love helping people reach their desired level of greatness.
Mm.
So a lot of people are like, oh, I help people get to success. And success is kind of subjective. It depends on who you're talking to, what success looks like. But I just want to help people be great.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever your level of greatness is right now, let me help you get there. How can I, assist you in getting there? And that's where a lot of my focus is helping people to do that. But that makes me feel good. Like that's a passion for me. I feel like if I'm only winning by myself, then I'm really not winning.
Right.
But if I'm helping other people win, then I'm doing what I was placed here to be. And I would say that I'm an encourager. That's what I feel like I have been called to do, to influence and encourage people. Now, I may not be influential to every single person.
Mm-hmm.
I will encourage anybody, though. I'm that person. Like, you need an applause, I got it for you. I don't even have to know you. If I know that you're doing something and you're seeking applause, hey, I'm going to give it to you. Now, if you're just seeking attention, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
But
mm-hmm.
We live in this social media world, and I see people saying, oh, guess what? I just established this, or I just did this. And I'm the person, I'm going to go in there and send them some hand claps, some, horn toots, all of that. Send a emoji or something celebratory because we all want to be celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
We all want to know that at least somebody has our back. And you don't have to know me for that. It takes no energy for me to do that. As a matter of fact, that brightens my day. That helps me to get along through a day. And encouraging people is something that I really feel like is placed on me. Like those are the droplets of greatness that were given to me during, the time that I was created. It was like, that's who she's going to be. Yeah. She's going to encourage other people. And I used to get discouraged by that because I didn't get it back. But I had to learn that what I give is what I give because that's what I'm called to do. And it's not for it to, I don't do it for it to come back to me. Yeah. But the truth is, it does come back. Absolutely. It doesn't come back from the people I expect it to, but it comes back in so many great ways. So, I think, I don't want to say that's it because I'm so multi-layered, but I'm going to say that's it for now. Over time, people
multi-layered.
Get to learn a little bit more.
Love. Those were all great. And like I said, fully loaded. I feel like she's always taking off a jacket and she's somebody else. I'm like, who is this? I didn't know this was you too. But yeah, which is always a nice surprise. So what is, now that you told us who you are, what does she dream about?
Ooh.
Is that how you identify she?
Yes.
She. Okay,
yes,
that's your pronoun.
Yes.
Okay.
That's who I am.
Okay.
We'll leave that there.
What does she?
I dream about travel all the time. Like all the time. Sometimes I think that I'm just crazy because everything that I think about as far as even in business, when I meet new people, my mind always goes to, and I can do that in all different places, or I can take that on the road. So travel is that thing that I am always dreaming about. I have the hopes that by the time my last child graduates high school, whether he moves out or not, I want to buy an RV. And I want to pretty much live in an RV. I mean, I hope to have a stable sedimentary spot, but the majority of my living will be in a RV. She has cats and they run the house. I love it. They opening cabinets and stuff right now. But yes, living in an RV, seeing the world, and then where the RV can't take me, parking it and getting on a plane, seeing, what there is in other foreign places. I am a person that dreams about learning culture and getting to know other people and how other people live and things of that nature. So travel is the biggest thing that I dream of. But I also think about things of like my children just being happy and reaching their level of greatness and their success. I'm always looking for that. But in general, everything relates to travel. And I know that's probably weird for some people, but hey, that's what I dream about.
That's what you dream about. Yeah.
Definitely what I dream about.
No, believe me. Lots of us are dreaming about travel too. We do too, for real.
That's with eyes open and eyes shut.
Weird at all. No, not at all. So what places do you dream about? Or what's been the latest dream?
All of them. But lately it's been like the southwestern part of the United States. Like I want to see like New Mexico and go back to Arizona. Like I've been to the popular spots in Arizona, but I want to go visit Utah. Yeah. Like I've driven through Utah, but I've never like stopped there. And I want to go back to Colorado and like see it for Colorado, not for the people that are there. Yeah. I mean, the people that are there are great because I have some connections there as well, but I want to like see the mountains. I want to breathe the air. I want to explore some stuff. I'm very adventurous. That's what I forgot in who I am. I am definitely an adventurer. Wherever I go, I turn it into an adventure. I find something about it that's like a learning experience, make it exciting no matter where it is. So yeah, that, and of course any place outside of the United States, I'm dreaming about that. I'm always looking at Travel Channel, so that probably doesn't help either. That's why I'm always dreaming about travel.
Love it. What are your guilty pleasures?
Oh, okay. So I have this thing. I don't eat enough meals, right? And I try to, but the day gets busy. So I keep Lay's stacks by my bed and I eat 5 chips.
This is funny to me when she says
before I go to bed.
Okay, I'm sorry.
5 chips.
I probably talked over. Okay, say it one more time because I giggle on the inside every time. I'm like, what?
It used to be tortilla chips, but I love Lay's stacks, and then I found a place where I can get them really, really cheap.
Okay, it's not the Lay's stacks though. It's how many?
It's 5 of them, and it's sour cream and onion.
And it's the number that get. I'm like, why 5? I'm like, why you just got?
I don't know. 5 is just like a sufficient number.
She's like, no, that's all I need is just 5.
I just need 5. I eat them at night before bed. So all the health people, please don't come for me. This is my guilty. Now, I have gotten to the point because I am doing better with my life and getting my body together. I don't do it every night.
Oh, good.
But Lay's stacks is still my guilt. Like anytime I have them, I open the container, I pull out 5, and I just feel satisfied. I close the top back, and
you're like, that's it.
That's all I need is 5. So that's one, and my other one is Ferrero Rocher, those little chocolate balls with the hazelnut stuff in the middle.
Are you serious? Wow.
And I hide them from my children.
That's funny. You sound like my auntie. That's funny. That's funny.
And I just need one. One of them will set the day ablaze for me. Like, wow. If I had a rough day, I'm just like,
it's nice and rich enough where one would just be enough. And it's a good size. That's a good size.
It is. And it's just got it's just so like succulent and I got containers of them that people have bought for me, and my kids search the house for them because they know it takes me forever to eat them.
Nice. So it looks like luxury to me too. Yes, like the way it's how I feel. Packaged. I know, right?
I feel
like you're getting a nice treat. I feel you on that. I can see why that's
I feel that. Pleasure. So when I've done great in the day,
like it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, when I've done great in the day, I'm just like, I'm gonna eat one of these and I can just relax, and I feel like you did good.
Because you gotta get that Ferrero Rocher.
I don't even have stacks on that day. I just you get the Ferrero Rocher, you're good. So if anybody wants to send me gifts, this is what I like.
With the hazelnut. That's delicious. Do you like the ones with the cherry and the cherry stuff in it?
That's Lind. So those are Lindor truffles. That's different.
Like she's like, no.
See, Ferrero Rocher has there's like a ganache in the middle, and there's hazelnuts on the outside, and there's something in there that's like crispy. Yeah. This is not an advertisement for them. They are not paying me. They can though if somebody knows them. And they want to pay me for advertising, I can make the commercial so much better.
That's funny. I love it. I love it. Good old Ferrero Rocher.
Yes.
All righty. Well, let's move on through to the next question. What is the biggest hurdle you have had to overcome so far?
Ooh. All right. So y'all about to learn some stuff. Okay. So
That's another loaded question, though. Ooh,
yes,
that's a big question.
I would say the biggest one is overcoming being homeless. And I think a lot of people don't understand that, first of all, there's like levels to being homeless. So homeless is not what people always imagine as, oh, you're living outside, you're pushing a cart, you got all your stuff stacked up. Homeless can look like couch riding in other people's houses, living in hotels, sleeping in your car, also sleeping in a shelter, but also people who are living outside and have carts and all of that. For me, it was mainly going from place to place, having to have my children with me and having to live in other people's spaces for temporary amounts of time. There was a year and a half part where we lived in a hotel. So it wasn't necessarily the issue that I did not have money. I just could not find safe places to live that were affordable. And then I had gone through some other issues in life, and my credit was bad. My rental history was lacking. So it was, I come from St. Louis. I moved to Indianapolis in 2017, but before I moved here, that's what I dealt with in St. Louis, was that I did not have a stable place to live. I didn't really have family to live with, and the family that I did live with, I paid money to, and the situations just didn't work out well. So coming from the other side of that is very hard because, again, I had the money. I had decent jobs at the time. What I didn't have is resources, people to support me, people to help. So here I am, a person working a full-time job. My kids are in school. They get out of school. I have to figure out where we're going to stay for the night, or if we're staying with somebody, I have to figure out how we can be quiet enough or how we can make sure that we're not invading their space. And sometimes even that became a problem. So it was really hard to, first of all, that's a mentality that you have to adjust to.
It's very stressful. It sounds very stressful.
It is extremely stressful.
It's different, I'm sure, when it's just you, but then when you have you and your children.
Yes. And there were some nights that I took my kids to people's houses and said, can they stay here? I don't have to stay. I just want to make sure that they're safe. And I slept in my car. I slept on parking lots where, of people's apartment complexes. And I would just put myself in a position where I felt like I was safe and sleep, because a lot of times people will let children stay at their house, but they don't want another adult there. And it was just me. So that was a hard thing I would say that was my hardest battle, because when I had the opportunity to come out of it, I had to also change my mindset that, okay, you don't have to worry about that. And it took a long time. As a matter of fact, I just recently had a discussion with someone and realized part of my mindset still had me in the mentality of being homeless, because I was saving things and holding on to things because I was in preparation for when I moved, or to always be in a state of movement. And someone else said that as their testimony. And then I realized, wait, that's me. I'm always in a state of movement, not literally moving, but preparing to move. So I save things, I don't completely settle myself in the places that I live. The current place I lived, I'm going on 4 years, and I barely have anything on the walls. I barely have anything set up. I finally did buy furniture, but it used to be a point where I wouldn't even buy furniture because I'm like, how am I going to move this stuff? And then if I have to get rid of it, then what? So it was just, I just found out, but that's some childhood things too, because I grew up always being on the move, always having to, move into, so coming to a point where I had the opportunity to be settled and not have to worry, where I had resources, I had a stable place to stay, and I really had to change my mindset. So that was a lot to come up, because I lived scared for so long. When I did get stable, I was afraid, like, this is going to end soon.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it really took for me to have, number one, a support system, and number two, to work hard to change my mindset,
yes,
and
that's
to trust.
Mindset. Ooh, wow.
To trust myself, like trust what I knew, trust what what I was doing, trust some systems when I had no trust in systems. So that was probably my hardest. And you know what? It's still a battle for me sometimes, because like I said, I just came to the point of realizing that I'm still somewhat in that. So I'm still a work in progress, but I would say that's the biggest one.
Wow.
That is the biggest
Thanks
one.
for sharing that.
Yes.
Well, after all of that, what is your greatest joy?
My greatest joy is my children.
Aww.
It really is. I feel like they individually and collectively have saved my life. With my oldest child, I got pregnant at 19. I was out of high school. I was actually enlisted in the U.S. Army, and the unit that I was assigned to got called to, I want to say it was like wartime, but it was actually peacekeeping. And I was just 18 because I got pregnant at 18. I had him right before my 19th birthday. But to be 18 and just freshly out of training, the last thought on my mind was that I was going to have to go to another foreign country. And I was not dreaming about travel back then. Well, I was.
Right.
I was thinking about travel, but not in that way. That is not what I wanted to do.
Not to keep the peace.
Woo. And I didn't know that I was pregnant at the time. But if at any point I was grateful for being pregnant, and besides the point that I was young, I was grateful because once I was told that I had an option, that's all I needed to hear. And my option was, I'm done. I can't do this. So I did stay enlisted for a little while longer, so I have access to benefits and things like that. But I did not have to leave. I did not have to leave my child. And he has been, my kids have just amazed me. The things that we've been through, because of course they were there through all the homelessness and those, they could really be in different situations. None of my children are on drugs. They are all doing what it is that they set out to do. They're living their dreams to the best of their ability at this point, but always looking for something else. They're very settled, especially now that we've moved and we are settled. I can see where they're settled. So I see things coming out of them and their development. But I appreciate their individuality because they are people, especially my two youngest. They are who I wish that I could have been when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I didn't have the grit that they have. I didn't have the guts. Like they have the guts to be themselves no matter what. They don't care what other people think. And that's how I carry myself now. But I was not like that then. So especially my daughter, sometimes I look at her and I'm like, man, I wish I could have been her. But then I'm like, oh, wait, I created that.
Yeah.
I developed that too. So
that's
it makes
exactly
me.
What I was thinking when you were saying that.
It makes me very proud to see that, and just to see their independence. Like that makes me proud because I see so many people. I have friends who complain about their children, and I mean, my kids, they snark a little bit, but instead of me mothering them all the time, I feel like there's a certain age when you stop mothering and you just be like advisory. Yeah. You lead them in the direction instead of telling them everything to do, because I want them to be able to make choices in life.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Choices and consequences. Those are things that they have to
and that's what I say to them
on their own.
They feel open enough to talk to me about so many things. Like there is nothing that is hidden in my household. Some things I wish they were. I would like to not be part of some conversations, but I'm happy that they feel comfortable enough that we can, and it's still within a respectful manner. So with that, they, sometimes they're thinking about choices, and instead of me saying, no, you can't do that, I say, well, understand, if you do that, think about what the consequences are going to be and be ready to accept them. And if you're ready to accept those consequences, go forth and be great if that's what you think that you need to do. But if you're not, then that's what you need to think about first is, can I handle it? Because whatever choice you make, I need you to stand on it. Stand on your choices. Yeah. And if that's not the right choice, then figure out how to make a different choice. But I can't rescue you from everything. Of course, I would love to because they're my babies, but that's not how they're going to get through life successfully.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's my greatest joy.
Love it. Love it. Well, this is a question that, of course, I would eventually ask, and I'm always asking you and others, but what does self-care look like for you?
Yes, and because of this woman, it has become so very
the
important.
thorn in her side.
No, it has become important to me. Like, I thought that just traveling was self-care for me. So I would wait long bouts of time, or in between trips, I wasn't caring for myself. And you know that. Like, listen, in the last year, I probably have had 2 migraines.
Yeah.
Compared to I would have several because I was stressed.
Yeah.
And even when I thought I wasn't stressed, and I knew how to identify stress because I could tell other people when they were stressed, but I did not realize I was not caring for me. I thought I was, but what I was doing was caring for other people and putting myself on the back burner. Care for other people, and then, okay, we'll get to you another day. Okay, we'll get to you another day, until the other days come, and then I end up ill, can't do stuff for myself. And I'm not a sickly person. So I know if I get sick, that means there's a breakdown somewhere. I do a good job of taking care of and I do a better job now, because now that I recognize that, I have put regimens into place to make sure that I am keeping myself, on a high level and of just being healthy. So self-care for me looks like resting, number one. I am making sure that I get rest when I need rest. Now, sometimes I don't get as much as I should, but I allow myself, if my body feels tired, instead of continuing to push through and forcing myself to just keep going forward, I take a nap. Naps are part of my regular scheduled programming every single day. And if I miss my nap, trust and believe, everybody around me knows. I'm like a toddler. They're like, she didn't get a nap. My kids would say, did you have your nap today? No, I did not. And I need it. So naps are important. And if you people who are listening do not take naps, listen, a 15, 20-minute siesta is a great thing for your life. Like, the people at Google take naps. So if they taking naps with all the stuff that I feel like everybody should be taking a nap. Take some time to rest. Some people say, oh, power naps do nothing. They allow your brain to rest and reset, even in a quick moment. 15 minutes is all you can, if that's all you can get in, take it. And my body will fall into the deepest sleep in 10 minutes and then wake up, and them last 5 be like, okay, we got to get ourselves back together. And it really works. But other things are like, taking care of my body, like I'm working out on a regular basis again. And the thing about me is I hate the action of getting into working out.
Me too. And I'm a wellness person.
But once I start working out, it's addictive.
I love it. I'm like, oh my God. As soon as I get in, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad I did that. Oh, that was the best workout ever. And I was like, yeah, it took you like 2 hours to get up and get dressed and get to it.
Yes.
But yeah, it's amazing.
It's the getting to it that gets to me, in the going in. And I really don't like gyms, but I recently joined the Y, and I actually love it. I love being in there. I love seeing these older people just getting their lives together. Yes. They all want to talk to me, of course, because I'm a senior citizen magnet. But I like it because it encourages me. Like, absolutely. I want to be like them when whatever age they are. I want to be able to be mobile like that when I'm at that age. So even being in there, I go early mornings when most of the older people are there. And that's encouraging for me. Not like, oh, I'm better. It's, hey, when I look like that, I want to be mobile like that. I want to be hopping up on the elliptical and lift. I saw this man the other day. I'm pretty sure he was pressing like 300 pounds. Wow. And I'm going to give him 70. Wow. I don't know his name. Y'all don't know him, so y'all can't tell him that I was talking about him. But I'm pretty sure that's where we were. He was like 70, pressing like 300 pounds, and he was getting it. Now, I don't want to be that. But if you can be that healthy at that age, I'll take it. Absolutely. I will take it. I just want to be able to move my body, bend over, walk up steps, and I don't see a lot of people there bent over when they're walking because they're getting movement. So if you guys are not getting movement, 30 minutes a day is all that's required.
Yep.
And that's how I started. I was like, I just have to at least get 30 minutes of something, getting my heart rate up. And now it's turning into like an hour because I get ready to go and I'll be like, nope, you can do a little more.
Yeah.
And then the other day I did an hour and a half and I was like, girl, you gotta go. You got to get, even the people at the front was like, all right, you had a good one.
Yeah, for real.
It's like, don't be timing me, y'all.
Yeah, and that's the way it is, though. Some days will be longer.
Yes.
Some days may be shorter.
Yeah.
You may just not have it in you to do more.
Yep.
And that's okay because it kind of balances out. I kind of think of it that way. But you're giving your body what it's asking for that day, and you're not pushing it anymore. Of course you're going to encourage and, say, yeah, you can go 5 more minutes. And typically you can. But when you know when it's over. Yeah. And you just can't do anymore. You just meet yourself where you are each time.
I'm not in there trying to make myself hurt. I'm not saying no pain, no gain. I'm like, okay, girl, you got 20 minutes on the bike. You got that. That's how you did 5 miles in 20 minutes. I have never rode a bike 5 miles. Well, I won't say never. But since I was a little kid, when I was riding bikes every day, I haven't. So I'm like, that's an accomplishment for you. You absolutely did well. Sometimes I give myself a Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah.
But yes, definitely exercise and eating well, but getting rest, spending time with family, getting those breaks. So I step away when I need to step away. I get around people that encourage me and build me up when I need to do that. And to me, all of that together is self-care. Self-care is giving yourself whatever it is that you need in the moment that you need it.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the key. Be good to yourself. Be gentle on yourself.
Yes.
All right. Well, if you could give anyone one piece of advice, or if you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
It would be, girl, go live.
I don't know. That's right.
Period. That's it. Go live.
Period.
Just don't listen to the naysayers.
Yeah.
Who cares what your people before you did? Don't let your parents' fear become your fear. If no one ever did it, be the first one to do it. Go live. Whatever it is you dream about doing, just go do it. Because there are so many things I could think about that if I had just done what I was dreaming, I would be in a different place. Now, don't get me wrong. I am grateful for where I am. I'm grateful for this moment right now. But if I had just followed what I was dreaming about, I wouldn't have had to work so hard to get to here, which is really like what I was dreaming about, being able to do what I was called to do. But I made the trek so hard because I let fear get in the way and just live.
And sometimes it's not us either.
No, my fears were because other people projected their fears.
Absolutely.
Because I didn't know what to be fearful of.
Right. Yeah.
But people saying things like, oh, you don't want to get on planes? I love a plane.
Right. And then you
book
start
me a
thinking,
ticket.
Maybe I shouldn't get on. You're like, maybe I shouldn't get on that plane. Gosh, I didn't think about that. You start thinking about all the things that you never thought of before and probably didn't need to be thinking about.
And going to other countries. Oh, you're going to do that. I remember being in 8th grade and my French teacher wanted to take me to France. And my mother was like, no, you don't know what happens in those countries. And my response was, well, I won't know unless I go. Yeah. I have to see. And she would not give me permission.
Wow.
She would not. She was so afraid. So she projected her fear and she had never been anywhere. But to me, I was like, listen, this lady know France. If I'm going to go with somebody, I should go with her. Yeah. And I was so envious of the students that got to go because they got to eat croissants in France. And that's all I wanted to do was eat croissants. And I could have drank wine because they let kids drink wine there. And that was my goals. Them was 8th grade goals.
I would just
but I'm gonna get there, and then I'll be able to drink all the wine I want because I'm old enough.
You sure can. I just wanted to wear the little hats. The little. My grandmother used to call them a tam. That's what she called it, a tam. What is it called?
I was about to say a beanie. It's not a beanie.
No.
It's a. See, now I forgot.
I forgot to. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, we don't remember.
My grandmother called it a tam.
Yeah, that's what we call it in our community. It's not what it's called. It's not it at all.
And I know the name too, and I cannot think about it.
Yeah.
All right. And the last question I think that I have for you is, oh no, I still have more.
Well, we don't have to do them all.
Okay.
We can do another part.
All right. Well, tell us how you got to this position in your life.
So this position, and I left that question vague because I want people to say, you tell me what the position is.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to get to this position, of course, this opportunity was placed in front of me, and I wasn't sure at first, but I was just like, you know what? Yes, I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like seeing myself on video. I don't like hearing my voice on recording, but I know that I have a level of influence.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know that I am called to encourage other people. So I am using this opportunity as my way to do that. It came over time, working in my business and just being authentic in who I am and the knowledge that I have and presenting it to people. You know, people have been drawn to me. People follow me, and not everybody. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay because I was called to a certain group of people, and I know that. I don't know who every one of those people are, but when they come and I have the opportunity to be introduced to them or talk to them, I know when they're the people that I'm supposed to work with, that I'm supposed to encourage, that I'm supposed to push because I've been where they have been. So getting this opportunity to talk, I also learned that me talking is way more valuable than any course I create or me writing something. Because I've tried that. I've done ebooks. I have a couple ebooks out and things like that. But they don't give people the true sense of who I am and what I have to offer until I begin to talk. And I had so many people before saying, you should have a podcast or you should like record yourself talking and just put that on social media. And that didn't really feel good to me. And I didn't want to manage the whole situation of podcasting. And then, you know, I did an interview on Total Entertainment Radio and was approached and asked if this was something that I wanted to do. I mean, there were some talks and then this is what came out. And
nice.
It's exciting.
Love.
It's definitely exciting. I am optimistic about what it's going to do, not just for my business, but for the people that I highlight.
Yeah.
And that's the goal. So I'm loving it so far. I mean, first show.
Awesome. And speaking of which, since we're talking about business and having people on to talk about their business, tell us a little bit about your business, In Connection Strategies.
So In Connection Strategies is a let's put it in simple terms because I'll talk too much about it. It's a creative solutions agency. My aim is I turn entrepreneurs into heroes. And the way that I do that is I have a community the name of the community is A Tribe Called, which is the same as this show. And that's why I made it the same, because I believe in building your own community within your community. So you as an entrepreneur, a business owner, a representative of a company, whatever, you know, your professional aim is, you need people because we're in the people business. Like we seem to take the humanness out of business, and I want to plug that back in. Like we are humans selling to other humans. It's necessary for that to happen. So, what I do is teach people how to create their own community. I create spaces and opportunities for that. But at the same time, I'm showing you how aligning yourself to the right people in the right places at the right time is how you solve your business challenges. That's why I call myself the business challenge assassin. So I help people solve their problems, but the answer always lies in who do you know? Yeah. And what do those people know? And if you don't know people with the answer, then you need to get out and meet some more people, because there is a very good movie called The Black Godfather that one of my business friends referred me to. And he made a statement in there. And I was like, I love that. He said, I don't have problems. I have friends. Wow. And I was like, yes, because if you know the right people, you can solve any issue that you have in business. Business is just a series of relationships. Yeah. So if you're not building relationships, you're not successful in business. No matter what you think in your head, if you don't have enough people that you're connected to, how can you be successful? Yeah. Because you can't have clients if you don't have relationships. You can't have collaborators if you don't have relationships. You can't have partners if you don't have relationships. Right. Those are all things that help businesses to move forward. So that's what I do. I help people to get those things by building successful relationships. So I'm a relationship strategist, but I do it in a very creative way, probably different than anybody else. I help people get over their fears of networking. I have gone out with some people and like showed them how to use the networking techniques. I mean, because
like
I'm
Will Smith and Hitch.
What's funny is that
that just came to me.
Somebody called me that recently. I volunteered with an organization that works with high school students called DECA.
Yeah.
So I did an event just last month, and the guy that I worked with, he was an attorney, and he asked me what I did, and he turned around and he said, "So you're the business Hitch?" And I said, "The business?" He's like the movie. And I said, "Oh, I never connected that." I was like, "Yes, I guess I am
too." I was like,
I am the business Hitch. He's like,
I can see you off to the side, like nod, like you're doing good, you're doing good. Yeah, as a person is networking, like give him a thumbs up, like keep it up, smile.
He said that he was like, "That's good." He was like,
"That's really good.
I'm probably gonna call you." He was like, "Because I'm an attorney. We don't."
Yeah, I could use somebody. Me too. I hate that. You always get me out, so I could use you standing off to the side. Just giving me the keep it going. You're doing good. You're doing good. I'm ready to go.
And that's just one part of it. I also just give talks. I'm starting a strategy group where people can kind of work together on it. So whatever your issue is, you're in this group of people, and they may have the answer. They may have, they may know how you can do it, or you can collaboratively talk with them, and I come into the group and throw out tips and help and things like that. And then I do events. Like we just had a great event last night that I call Bonding Over Beverages, and it just makes it a simple way for people to get to know other people. There were people from several different places. We all came together online, and the opening was just tell us what you're drinking. It didn't have to be alcoholic.
Nobody was drinking alcohol, actually.
The majority of people were drinking water.
The person was drinking sangria. Everybody's like, "No, I'm not drinking. I'm just really trying to get my water intake up." Everybody.
Which was great. And I was like, I should have called this Women of Water, because it was mainly women until closer to the end. And then we had a guy that came on. But I had a couple guys that registered. It's just getting people comfortable with, just talking. Yeah. Just being able to connect on a human level is a very difficult thing, especially when you're in business. We forget that. Like, that's not taught. Yeah. You're taught to sell. Just be transactional. And the transaction only happens when you have a connection. Yeah. Like, the truth is, people don't care what you have to sell. Yeah. They care who you are.
You really made us connect just with the questions that you had us answering. It had none of them had anything to do with business.
Yep.
None of them had anything to do with business. It was all just things, and people had to really think. Like, you had to think like it would take some people a second. They're like, "Okay, I can't think. Come back to me." Because when you're talking about yourself, that's something completely different.
And based on the questions, people were like, "Oh, I need to talk to her. Yeah, I need to talk to this person. Oh, wait a minute, this person does graphics. I need this."
Yeah, so I got pings on the back end, like somebody was Instagramming me saying, "Hey, we're on the call right now, but I would really like to connect with you when we get done." So it was really cool. Yeah, it was a great way to break those barriers.
I was very proud. I was like a proud mama. Yeah, like I released my baby into the world, and she flourished. So
barrier breaker.
Exciting. Well, this concludes this segment of A Tribe Called. Thank you to everyone who is listening. Please stay tuned. There is more to come. There's more to get to know about me and my upcoming guests. In the meantime, you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram at in.connectionstrategies. It's all connection strategies is all one word. And you can, let's see, what did I forget? That's it, right? Yes, social media handles. And of course, you find me here, A Tribe Called, on Total Entertainment Radio. All hits, all the time. Thank you guys. Have a great one.